That right over there is a rest area, a place I have traditionally called the Oasis. And dead center in the frame right now is my truck, parked there. Over there appears to be nothing but a hill on the edge of the interstate's hiss. But tucked away behind that hill, behind those bushes, out of the common view, is a hole in the interstate. A hole that goes clear through. Even though there are no real roads coming to it, from up close, it almost looks like you could drive right through the hole. And in fact, I did. On this side, there's little evidence of ownership of any kind. Maybe it belongs to the city. Maybe it belongs to the public. Maybe any man left on this side of the fence is the king of the world, as far as I know. So we'll keep to the left-hand path. The white strip is the remains of highly mineralized water north of the golf course, in association with the north part of the LaRue Wash, which heads off that way. The roads keep branching and branching, such as they are, back toward the edges of civilization. This is given every evidence of qualifying as the final outbound branch. Dead ending maybe at a fence line. We'll see. say for sure is that it's okay to jump the gate because it says posted passing. In strictly legalistic terms, I'm sure I'm reading it wrong. But I have to say, if they really wanted to keep us out, they should be trying much harder than this. And the piece of road on the other side of this here gate definitely leads to land that is city owned, nominally public. And it leads in a very promising direction. So, we're not going to infringe today. But tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted pools the way the dusty death out, brief candle. I know. Technically, we've been here once before. But you cannot step into the same mud hole twice. And the way I got here was very different. This is about as remote in the south and eastern direction as I can easily get to with a small drive and an extended walk from the point of parking. And it's not a place I can get to, as you can see, when there's been a lot of rain anywhere in the watershed. But it's been long enough now since we had rain that although the little Colorado/Puerco still has a respectable amount of water in it, enough to make it pretty difficult to walk up here directly from town. The LaRue that feeds it is pretty close to dry. So I've got a parking spot a ways back that makes me happy. And you can kind of tell where we are. Directly in front of me, there's a thing that looks like one of those Texas crosses. It's really just a sign for a truck stop. But that tells you how far away we are from the interstate. And of course, that means that we are almost that far from the tracks. This is looking north. Looking south, you can just make out a few of the more remote homesteads up along McLaws Road. East is town. West, insofar as I know, is pretty much nothing until you get to Winslow. It's possible that there's some navigable road a little further downstream coming in from the north that would make this simple to drive to. But I don't know if that really exists for a good long way. And so I guess what I'm trying to say, and sort of the whole reason I bothered to pull out the camera in the first place, is that in my eccentric estimation, this is about as holy a spot as you can get to without much fuss and in the local area. Up this wash, curving around under the tracks, and then under the interstate, there is, of course, the place that I went with Grace that day, the golf course, and the park that nobody knows about and all that stuff. And there are unknown spaces north and west of there as well. For another day. I was saying something, but the relative tranquility washed it from my mind. You got that right, Raven. Raven say, this land is your land. This land is my land. It's a never-ending journey trying to figure out where the hell out of the way is. But in the calendar of that journey, I consider this a red letter day. For me and the bird.